Carefully.
Steady does it. That looks...
Whoop, that's super blurry.
But at least the light's good.
Oh, that's better.
Cool.
I think. Yeah. We went and saw Dragon Ball Z: Resurrection F or Revival F, depending what you're looking at.
I don't know why I'm here.
Well, I'm a big fan of the show. I haven't seen it in a while, mostly because like I used to watch it a lot when it was on TV. But like right now, if I wanted to watch it, I'd have to either drop several $100s to buy it on DVD.
Okay.
Be a filthy pirate, or join Netflix with the DVD and just watch it like 4 episodes at a time for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any of the movies. Barring,
okay.
I saw the one where it was like Goku's daddy, and I think I saw Broly, but if I did, the only thing I remember about it is how ridiculous of a character Broly is.
How many movies are there?
18? Something like that. I looked it up earlier because when Brad said that he wanted me to come to this one, I was like, woo, maybe. So I looked it up, and I guess that they've made several movies, but this one and the last one were the only ones that like Akira Toriyama, who created the manga, has like actually closely involved in. So I got pretty excited, and I rented the first one, the Battle of the Gods.
And that's the one that came out like last year?
Yeah,
okay.
And I hated it.
Did you?
Yeah, well, because in this one, there's a character named Lord Beerus, who's the destruction god, and his wacky sidekick, and they're basically the big bads of the last movie.
Oh.
And it basically plays like someone's fan fiction, because it's like everyone's acting super out of character, and Lord Beerus shows up, and he's like, I'm more powerful than everyone, and also I'm a cat, and I'm crazy. And like he crashes Bulma's birthday party, and Vegeta ends up doing a dance to distract him, which is... Okay, he's gotten softer over the years, but that's not even like an impulse that he would have. And during the fight between Lord Beerus and Goku, that's when they discover that Super Saiyan God power that came up, because it's like they all joined together at the power of friendship, and they instill him with like all their Saiyan powers, and like while they're fighting, him and Lord Beerus are having this nice long calm conversation about how Goku is mad because he doesn't like using someone else's power to fight, and like one of his big things that he uses is called the spirit bomb, where he basically like makes a bomb out of everyone's energy because he's that kind of guy.
Okay. So
for him to like have a speech about how selfish and prideful he is extremely out of character. So I didn't much care for it. Plus the writing wasn't good. You know, I could forgive a lot if the writing's okay, but this was like not as good as the cartoon. So I wasn't looking forward to coming to see this, but this I enjoyed. It seemed more of a return to form.
I'll have to take your word on that.
Plus, like sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I think they liked it when I sent them to the movie last year. I assume they did. I don't know. I watched
see the cartoon.
Yeah, that's why I sent them, because they saw the cartoon. And
maybe I'm just being.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what other reviews of it were like. I don't know if people disliked it beyond them. I mean, I watched about 5 minutes of that video, and I didn't know what this is the first I've ever seen any of this, by the way. I've not seen the show. I've not seen any of the movies. I didn't know there were 18 movies. You'd think I would have at least have seen, like, the really bad live-action one, because it's supposed to be really bad. So you'd think I'd at least have seen that.
James Marsden plays Piccolo, which is just weird. But I heard it was bad, so
I wanted to see it, because I heard it was really bad. But you'd think I would have seen that, but I didn't. So I watched like 5 minutes of their video on it. And I'm like, I don't know what they're talking. This is pure gibberish to me. Like, I'm going to assume they're not saying anything racist and just post it. And then like that comments thread was really huge. Again, I think they were agreeing with them. I don't know. I couldn't tell. It seemed written in a different language.
I guess maybe it just depends on what you like about Dragon Ball Z, because the Battle of the Gods movie is like super zany.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of like running around and falling over because surprising stuff happens. But like what I like about it is the characters. I like the dramatic moments. I like the reacting to stuff for like 5 minutes, and I like fighting so brutal that it destroys a planet. And that happened in this movie.
It does. Honestly, I didn't mind this movie. Like, I mean, I felt kind of like probably what my dad felt like taking me to a Ninja Turtles movie back in the early 90s.
Like, yeah, this is okay. I don't get it, but it's okay.
This is the kids in the audience seem to enjoy this. I'm assuming. I know they were enjoying it because there was a guy next to me providing running commentary through this fucking movie. Oh my god, this fucking guy. First of all, when this movie started, it was like surround sound of candy wrappers opening.
Yeah, I heard a lot of popcorn.
Did you? I did too. I was like, wow, this movie's in all kinds of surround sound. And so this guy is sitting like a seat down from me, and then he smelled kind of like a litter box. And then I guess one of his friends came and sat directly next to me. And at first I was like, dude, buffer zone, man. But this guy smelled much better than a litter box. So it kind of blocked that smell. So I was actually really thankful he did that. But the dude who was sitting next to him was, I don't know if you could hear him, but
I could hear like some murmuring, but I was trying to tune it out because I was just like, I was trying to focus for me, and I know that like when you're super enthusiastic about something that you're used to watching in your own home, you can get a little chatty about it.
He clearly was. He was sitting up like this, like, and everything, and just going, whoa, nuh-uh, oh man, what? And then also things right before Frieza, this is going to be a lot of
spoiler territory, but considering it's called Resurrection F, and there's a big picture of Frieza on the cover.
There's going to be a lot of me saying a character's name followed by a question mark. So when that character blows up a city, the kid sitting next to me just goes, he wouldn't.
He fucking so would.
That was a surprise to the kid sitting next to me.
That was like the first moment that I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be like the
That
first
was
movie.
a moment when I was like, so this happens in this universe.
Well, because with the Dragon Balls, it's only like a minor crisis, because they just have to wait a year, and they can be like, I wish North City wasn't exploded.
I kind of wondered, because I was like, they are acting awfully zany around a city that just got destroyed. Like, it's like, okay, I'm not expecting it to turn into Grave of the Fireflies, but like the city gets destroyed, and then it's followed by, dude, what are you wearing a tracksuit for, man? And things like, wow, dude. So I kind of wondered if that was the case, honestly. Yeah. But
which is why it was actually kind of confusing when they used the Dragon Balls, because they used the Dragon Balls to wish Frieza back, and Shenron is like, well, I don't know, he's gonna be in bits and stuff. Is that gonna be okay? But they wish people back to life all the time, and they never come back as like 6-month-old corpses or like with their head cut off, you know. So this is a new development. But yeah, generally speaking, you can use the Dragon Balls to wish back someone once, but then once you've done that, you can't wish them back again unless you go and use different Dragon Balls. I
got the feeling that the Wachowskis are huge fans of this because so much of this was like Jupiter ascending in a way, not in terms of quality, but like just different species of things. And like, okay, like when Chicago gets destroyed in that movie, that's fine, let's put it back together again.
Just go jump in the Wayback Machine.
Yeah,
which we also have in this
Machine.
movie.
Yeah, they have a Wayback Machine at the end. The Earth gets blown up, and
because they reference it in like the first part of the movie. Lord Beerus and his wacky sidekick, and wacky sidekick was like, Lord Beerus destroyed the suns one time, so I just used my Wayback Machine. And we're like, oh, this isn't going to come up again.
They're also huge fans of Peabody and Sherman. Quiet, you! And yeah, the kid next to me was like, no, he didn't, again. And then when Goku takes one, like, in the back, like, I don't know, laser or something through the chest or something like that. The kid next to me, this was my favorite. The kid next to me just goes, that was a cheap shot.
In his defense, it was a cheap shot.
It was, man. It was a total cheap shot. Like, I was worried in the first 5 minutes of this movie, because I didn't know how much of this it would be easy to follow, because I've just never seen anything from it before. So I didn't know. I had no idea. And in the first 5 minutes, I was a little worried, because all of a sudden there's like, I couldn't tell when the movie started and when the
I couldn't either, because the art style at first was like way different with like that fish, and then he ate another fish, and then they're underwater, but then they're also in a field of flowers.
And I'm like, this is either the movie or a really intricate like studio logo.
Yeah, like dancing. I thought it was a studio logo too.
Right? Yeah.
Like dancing teddy bears go by, and they're kind of in the style of that like a lion stuffed animal from Bleach, and so I thought maybe it was like a preview that they were doing, but then they had like a little like a cocoon hanging from the tree, and then it turns around and freezes, and they're like,
I didn't know who that was, so I'm sitting there like, well, here's this cocoon thing,
reveal.
And according to the audience, yeah, like I love the part where the audience was laughing at shit I didn't get. Like, at one point I thought about just going like maybe a few seconds afterwards, but I'm like, I shouldn't. It's not the Hangover 3 audience.
You should. It would have been hilarious.
Mono, don't. So then these dancing teddy bears and stuffed animals come dancing around, and that's a thing that happens, and then cut to outer space with like Space Frogger dude next to like Tim Curry from Legend. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. How am I gonna talk about this? But then this is
settled down.
Yeah. Then when it's like, okay, it's a guy who's been resurrected, he's evil, and a bunch of people get together and have to fight him. The end.
Yep.
Like, that's the movie. The movie is just a giant fight scene.
That's most of Dragon Ball Z. This guy's shown up, and he's stronger than the last guy that we fought, so we should all get stronger than fight him.
Yeah. That's the movie. It's a lot of fighting, and it was funny.
Someone gets killed to piss someone else off, and then they bring that person back with Dragon Balls.
It was funny. It was funny. Like suddenly, just pan over to a character going, "This sucks." And my two favorite characters were the Beerus and his sidekick guy, because they were just providing snarky commentary through everything. Because really, like, the really long fight scene and everything truly is like 75% of this movie. On the one hand, this movie went by quick. Mm-hmm. It really did. Like, it was over and done pretty fast. But I mean, like 75% of it is like kind of this fight. So there were a couple of times when I was kind of zoning out a little bit. Granted, I am tired. I'm really tired. But also, I don't know much about these characters, and that's not the fault of this movie at all. I just don't know these characters that much, so it's not like I was totally invested in a lot. So I kind of zoned out a couple of times in the fight, but then whenever it cut to this, like, snarky commentary with these two dudes
eating ice cream
and watching this shit, like I told him they should work together as a team and not just one-on-one, but you didn't hear that from me. Like, I like these guys. Did it?
No.
Okay. I was like, I missed that. That'd be funny.
Because like the fight scenes in the first one of the many reasons I didn't like it, because it was like it seemed like they had tried to soften it down for a younger audience, because like it's this guy's supposed to be the Lord of Destruction, and they're like him and Goku.
Which one?
The first one. Sorry, Battle of the Gods.
I mean, which character?
Lord Beerus and Goku are fighting, and they're just punching their way through the city, and they're like, Lord Beerus is veering so as to not hit cars, and you know. Compare that to like Frieza showing up and blowing up a city to, announce his arrival. That's what I prefer. And plus, like the fighting in this, when they were powering up for stuff, it took a hot minute, but you got the impression that they were powering up. Whereas in the first one, it's kind of like sit in a circle and then boof, and his hair is different. But I thought that the fighting scenes in this one were more dynamic. They moved around more.
There was a lot of shit going on, and whenever I kind of lost focus, the guy next to me would let me know what was happening. Like, oh, he just went back to his original form. Yes, thank you.
See, he was helping you. He realized you'd never seen it before. But, like,
Centipede!
Like, you talked about when Goku got shot in the chest, which, it was a dick move, but I was like, because Vegeta hadn't fucking fought the entire movie, and he's my favorite character. Like, the entire fight scene, it's like Goku versus Frieza, and Vegeta's just standing on the cliffside like, yes, this is the thing that is happening.
Something I'm watching.
And then Goku gets shot in the chest, and Vegeta
I like reminders that people get shot in this universe. Like, on the one hand, here's a scene with, like, Beerus and the Michael Sheen kind of dude standing there, and, like, And the one, like, alien Mega Man looking guy is like, "Do you think I could get a picture with him?"
I didn't recognize that guy. I think it might be from one of the movies, or I just
I
missed
don't
the
know.
episode he was on, or what. But it was like a space cop.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of funny. He wanted a selfie with Beerus, and then they're like, well, I'll be safe standing next to Beerus, and then every single one of them just moves in close. So there's zany stuff like that happening, but then at the same time, a dude could just get shot in the back with blood flying everywhere, and, like...
He shot that one guy out into space, like, the first 5 minutes.
Right? I was really worried that Frog Dude was dead. I don't even know who he is. It's my first time meeting him, but I can't get mad at a guy who's a frog.
A frog in, like, a military uniform.
That was adorable. And then he was climbing back in at the end. I'm like, I'm glad he's safe. I don't know who he is, but there's something about a General Frog that I just kind of like.
Although he probably died. He did die.
No, he was climbing back in.
Yeah, but then later, the entire Ginyu Force went out and attacked the Z Warriors, and then they all got knocked out, and Frieza's like, well, fuck all of y'all, and then just, like, blew them up with hand rays.
The next one will be called Resurrection Frog.
Resurrection F for frog.
Frog. Sweet. I will know what that is. Sort of.
That frog looked passingly familiar, but I don't know if I know him from something.
Okay, it was the Warner Brothers Frog, obviously. So I had such a fantastic...
Michigan J Frog?
Yes. So I had such a fantastic singing voice.
That's why he's really good at playing dead.
Yeah. I think it makes sense at the end of that cartoon. He ends up in the future. I don't know. Is this the future? Seems like it is. For all I know, it's 1967.
I think it must be the future, because they've got like hover bikes, and like they don't really use it in this movie, but they've got capsule technology where you can like throw a capsule and it goes bomf, and it opens up into like a house or a boat.
They got Underdog's energy pills in the movie.
The sensu beans.
Yeah.
There's a whole mythology behind that I didn't bother going into.
That was another thing. I was like, when those hundreds and hundreds of fighters were coming out of that ship right before the fight happens, I'm sitting there like, I bet there is some intricate fucking backstory for every single thing on screen here. Even that little dot in the background probably has its own book.
They referenced the Ginyu Force at one point, but past that, nah, it's just dudes. As far as I know, it could be referenced in one of the movies I didn't see, but as far as I can tell, it's just dudes.
What happened to the blackface characters?
Oh, Mr. Popo? I don't think they use him much. I don't think they use him much anymore.
I know what that is.
And he's not blackface. He's just a really stereotypical drawing of a black man. And I don't think Mr. Popo is a black man. I think that he's an alien who just happens to look like a really stereotypical version of a black man.
A huge fan of Coal Black and the Seven Dwarfs.
Plus, he's a servant of an old green guy.
I only know what that is just because it happened to be on TV somewhere where I was at, and I was walking through the room like, what the
Mr. Popo showed
fuck
up?
are you watching? Like, is this one of my old cartoon DVDs? I don't recognize this one. Is this right after Jungle Jitters?
There's some really funny, fan dubs that people have made on YouTube of Mr. Popo that you should check out, yes.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that and just put it on one of my cartoon DVDs. I love my cartoon collection.
I love Dragon Ball. I kind of want to rewatch the series now because I really liked this movie.
I am fully intending on just going into all of these movies cold. You wrote to me earlier, like, do you want me to say what happened in the last one? I'm like, no. just let me learn. Teach a man to fish.
Teach a man to fish. He fishes for a couple of days until he gets bored of fishing. Hand a man a fishing pole and let him figure that shit out himself.
That's why I should have come
here. Stabs himself with a hook.
Carrying a fishing pole. Man. I suppose I recommend this. I mean,
I feel bad I can't recommend seeing it in theaters because this is the last night to see it in theaters.
No, it's not. It's playing tomorrow too.
Is it? Okay.
Well, I mean, granted, this is a Patreon video, so
go back in time in the Wayback Machine and watch it with in theaters because first of all, they've got like a little Q&A with some of the voice actors, which leads me to discover that I really don't like the lady who does the voice of Bulma. But, like, they kind of talk about the characters, and they do, like, a little quiz, which is hilarious when you're playing it with a room full of anime nerds, because, like, you're supposed to be, like, they put up the question, and then 4 options the question should be, and you're supposed to, like, tweet in the answers to hashtag DBZ RF, maybe. Except that instead of doing that, everyone in the audience is just like, he's a cricket! Gregory's a cricket!
Whenever they got one wrong, the audience is laughing, and I'm sitting there like,
yeah, fuck that guy for not realizing that Frieza took over 76 planets.
Idiot! Do you not even watch the show, motherfucker? Yeah, I was totally, like, because, yeah, they were getting a lot of questions wrong, and I was totally on their side. I was like, I feel you, man. I don't know what this is either.
The thing is, like, you'd think that having voiced the things that they're asking them questions about, they would at least remember some of them.
Or at least stuff that's maybe about their characters, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You do it for so long, maybe they don't really...
Because on the other hand, I've seen so many of these movies at this point that, like, if you ask me about a movie I reviewed 2 years ago, I probably have no fucking idea.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Like, when we're at, like, when we'd be at, like, a convention and someone would quote something that I said in, like, a video that's, like, 3 years old. And I'm like...
Probably.
Did I say that, or did Irving say that? That was really racist. I'll be like, is that from the E.T. porno?
You guys went 1, 2, 3, and then you said it in unison.
Yeah. I mean, I assume if you're a fan of this, you'll enjoy it. The audience sure did. I mean, you enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, you know, I didn't much care for the first one as an understatement, but apparently other fans of Dragon Ball liked it, so I can't completely say give it a miss, but I feel like if you didn't see the first one, you'd still be fine seeing this one. Just, like, play with your phone whenever Lord Beerus shows up.
Hey, no, he was my favorite character in this. I mean, I don't know about the other one, but...
I don't care for him.
You didn't like him in this one either?
Big, dumb, superpowered fanfiction cat.
As soon as I thought he was funny. Like, I liked him figuring out what pizza was. Again, a scene that makes me feel like my dad taking me to Ninja Turtles. Whoa. Is pizza alright, Splinter? Pizza's okay.
Pizza's okay.
Yeah, bruh. And that's strong enough for Ralph Nader.
They did Ninja Turtles 2 on, I want to say, how this get made.
Nice.
And it made me realize how terrible that movie is. Which makes me sad, because I loved that movie growing up.
You ever have those movies that you don't rewatch because you know it's not going to hold up?
Yes.
So you just want to just, like, keep
it in the back of your
there.
head. The thin pinkish fog of nostalgia surrounding it.
Oh, I'm sure that holds up just fine.
No.
With Toka and Reza and Vanilla Ice.
Babies!
Yeah, babies! Oh, mama! Oh, mama! Now, what would not hold up about that?
Beat them by feeding them donuts.
Yeah.
They never even throw a punch, they just dance at them.
This is a movie where the turtles don't even use their weapons. They use everything else around them. Neckties, yo-yos.
Combat cold cuts.
Just, dude, you have a sword, man. What the fuck? And you're being
his belt off.
Extremely loud for ninjas, I'm just saying.
Sword.
It's why the Foot Clan's mad at them. They make ninjas look really bad. They're incredibly
Foot Clan
loud.
make ninjas look really bad. Like, we're gonna hold tryouts in a big, open junkyard in the middle of town.
Well, they had to, because in the first movie, their arcade got destroyed.
Poor old Sam Rockwell.
What kind of cigarettes you smoke? Regular or menthol?
You got any smokes? Regular or menthol?
That's classic Sam Rockwell, except he didn't dance in that one.
He didn't dance in that one.
Fuck that. I don't like that movie anymore.
He did in this theater.
Oh, he did in this theater too, when I had to go see Poltergeist. I think if you're like me and you have to see this movie, either because of, I don't know, if you're seeing it for internet reasons, or if you're just with somebody who wants to see it, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. The movie's over and done with. It's not boring. It's entertaining. It's got funny parts in it. Like, you won't be... I thought I was going to walk into this being incredibly lost, and I wasn't.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, like if you know the backstory of all the characters, it makes it more interesting, and it makes you able to get a lot of the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're making fun of Krillin, or when his wife offers to go into battle because she's a super-powered android, and he's like, you should probably stay home and take care of the kids.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can shave my head for me.
That was another part where the audience started cracking up, and I'm like...
Krillin's wife is an android.
Why the hell didn't the dude next to me say that?
I don't think she is an
fucking
android
failed
anymore.
me.
I want to say they wished her human with Dragon Balls, but she was originally an android.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I'll ever see any of the other ones.
I kind of want to watch Broly because, like, while I was looking through, a picture came up of him. He's basically like this brick shit house with Goku hair and like a weird sort of harem costume.
Mm.
So it looks bad enough because I told David we were going to go see this movie tonight, and he's like, I kind of want to see, until he realized that it wasn't a sequel to the live action, and then he's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought the one last year was. I was like, did they do another live action movie? And then no, I'm like, oh, I'll send other people to go see it. Like, I really should see the live action movie and have a double feature of that with The Last Airbender and Tekken. I'm sure, like, yeah, it'd be a great night. Yeah, we got no trailers to talk about. Fuck.
No, we got the trailer for the there's an anime I've been meaning to watch called Attack on the Titans that I guess that Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
That they're making a live action version of.
Yeah, the audience liked that.
Yeah.
Woo!
that one's on Netflix, so I actually can watch it.
That one I've heard of. Not seen it. I've heard of it though. I know the name.
Yay!
Yes.
Got like big old head with razor teeth, eating dudes is all I know about it.
See, I don't even know that much about it. I just know what letters are in the title.
It's like at the very end of the preview, they showed like big old head coming out of the sky, like ah, and the whole audience just lost their shit.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, big head is my favorite character.
Something tells me this audience watches a lot of stuff like this. It was really crowded in there.
Before the movie started, we were trying to figure out, like, as people walked by, whether they were going in to see Dragon Ball, and it was very apparent which ones were coming in to see Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah. They were all in there. It was pretty crowded. It was really, really crowded. Because this is also playing tomorrow, I think the only thing showing tomorrow is Fantastic Four. Like, they're not giving a pre-screening to, or at least it's not listed yet. Maybe it'll be tomorrow, but they're not screening The Gift or Ricky and the Flash. So I guess it's just Fantastic Four tomorrow.
Whee!
Yes!
Featuring the return of Pissy Dave.
Yeah, Pissy Dave will be back. Fuck yeah, I'm excited. Shit yeah. I think that's all I got.
All done.
All done. Bye.